Hey guys, Silverlord here, back again with another review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Amazon exclusive Gore the God Butcher. A comic book version of Gore the God Butcher, not the Christian Bale Game of Thrones White Walker looking piece of crap from Thor Love and Thunder, which, spoiler alert, I thoroughly enjoyed. Much more than Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Bullcrap. So, kindly moving Mr. Gore out of the way here. Let's first take a look-see at both the front. You know, I'm the last guy to talk about giving a crap about packaging, but presentation is king in this industry, as far as I've noticed. And as far as I can tell, at least in a retail area, or setting I should say, these don't sell very well, these windowless boxes. So, I think Hasbro shot themselves in the crotch with this one. Not the foot, the crotch. And popped a testicle while they were at it. That said, there's the back. And yeah, just imagine if this had a window and you could see this guy sitting there with his stuff off to the side. I know it's an online exclusive, but man, that would have looked so much better. Either way, that can join the other boxes off to the side because we don't care about none of that crap here. Bringing Gore back in here. A new Thor villain for our Legends shelf, which I am very happy about because Thor's Rogues Gallery is criminally underrepresented in the Marvel Legends line. We have a few, in fact we got a couple this past year with the Ulik the Troll Walmart exclusive and the Loki fan channel exclusive on the retro card, but as far as like having a complete Thor Rogues Gallery, yeah, not so much. That said, I did see that there's a rumored 2-pack with Thor and the Destroyer that is supposed to come out this year in 2023, so very much looking forward to see how that turns out. I have the select one, but I would like to see what the Legends team has to offer as far as that character goes. But as far as Gore's accessories are concerned, he does come with an alternate head, which kind of looks like the Ayla Sakura or Ula chicks from Star Wars, you know, the ones that people fantasize about. Weirdos. Although I can't talk, I like Darth Talon. But kind of reminds me of those a little bit. And then he also comes with one of the coolest weapon accessories, the Necro Sword, but if you spin it around here, it's actually morphing out of his hand. That's freaking cool. That looks really cool, man. So I'm definitely displaying mine with that after I, you know, warp it into place. Because, God forbid, we don't have plastic trays to deal with, but we still get warped accessories, right? That said, a little bit of heat will fix that. It's not that big a deal, but I'm just saying, Windows package is not all that in a bag of Cheetos. So, taking a closer look at Gore here, if I can just take a moment, pop this head off, and get rid of this silly cape for a moment, just so he's a little bit less hindered, because it's very hindering, this cape. It looks nice. I don't care for this scarf thing. I think that's kind of ridiculous because look at this dude. He's freaking almost butt naked, but yet he has a scarf. Oh, that ain't gonna do jack crap, dude, but I've been wrong before. That said, why don't we pop this head back on here for a moment. And take a look at what we should have got for Sleepwalker. Yeah. I'm just saying, I think this is the Craven Grim Reaper body, maybe. And this is pretty solid for a Sleepwalker figure. Okay, it's even got the skin tone just about. So if you were lucky enough to get 2 of these, let alone 1, and you don't care about Gore, if, again, you have 2 of these, make a custom Sleepwalker and send me that crap, because I want to know what he'd look like on this body. Because I think this upper torso is new, and the anatomy, for the most part, is pretty on point. And he's not that gummy. I mean, he is a little bit. All Marvel Legends are going to be gummy nowadays, let's face it. Particularly in the thighs here, but this is a decent body still. I don't know why, but it is. That said, he's got a pointer finger here. Nothing to put in that hand. No gun, no nothing, so not quite sure what's up with that. And it doesn't have the right hinge either, so another reason to use the Necro Sword hand. That said, they should have just mirrored this hand. I don't know why they didn't. Or given us a sword to put in this hand. Or just give us 2 fists. 2 fists would have been great. Because we don't get fists all the time, which is weird, because this is the type of dude, he is called the God Butcher. He's either going to chop him in half, or he's going to beat him to death with his fists. I would assume. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about this character, other than what I saw in the movie, which is kind of unfortunate, because I don't think that was the most accurate portrayal of the character. I mean, no disrespect towards Christian Bale, but crappy writers will do you in, bro. That said, as far as articulation on this guy's concerned, he's got the double ball peg in the head. Can't get much out of it, but you wouldn't anyways. He's got a freaking hood that's the size of Kansas, so I don't think that's that big of a deal. He's got some tilt. He's got some rotation. It's fine. As far as the shoulders go, you can push him out to the side pretty far. I would advise rotating him this way, then doing this, then rotating him like so. You can push him up a little more. Shouldn't get a lot of marring or chewing on that, but we'll see in a minute here. Yeah, not too bad. It's okay. He's got a bicep swivel. That's a little bit gummy, but not terrible on either side on mine anyways. It's got a double elbow, which again, a little gummy, but definitely not as bad as Sleepwalker's. It's not bending inwards with ease like his was. He's got a swivel and a hinge at the wrist. He's got an ab crunch that allows him to go forward one notch, back one notch, and then back into neutral. He's got a waist twist, just a little bobbly on mine, but not too bad. Hips can kick out to the side, almost full on splits. Eat your heart out, drop down hip joints. Those are freaking stupid, and anyone who says otherwise is an idiot. Sorry, not sorry, but all you ACBA guys are like, gut down hips, okay. You're full of crap, don't know what you're talking about. That said, neither do I. Can kick forward, about a right angle, back down. He does have a thigh cut that works quite well. A little gummy, but not terrible. He's got a double knee that works quite well as well. That wasn't redundant. He does have a calf cut, as well as a ankle rocker and a hinge. That does work pretty well, too. This side is a little bit loose, but it's fine. He's got monkey feet going on. Isn't he supposed to have like Blackheart or Gargoyle feet? Or like lizard feet or something? I don't know. I don't mind him not having that if he's been drawn without him before, but for him not to have that... Sorry, I'm checking the thigh cut on this side because it was a little gummy when I opened him, but it seems to be okay right now. It's fine. That said, he's not a pain in the nuts to stand this way. I see he stands right at... Eating my own words. Yesterday, or the other day, whenever I upload this, the Batman Who Laughs stood right up. This guy doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it. Alright, let's see how it is, you freaking diva. Either way, let's get his cape back on before he freezes, because this is upstate New York in January. This is the time I'm posting this. Probably would be nice if we didn't let the poor guy freeze, even though he's kind of asking for it, just wearing a pair of skivvies. There you go. And let's pop this hand out, because you know where this is going. You know darn well where this is going. Yeah, metal AF, brah. That looks freaking sick. So that's how I'll be displaying my Gore figure. Anatomy's on point with this guy. The accessory's cool. Should have come in some punchy hands and maybe an alternate left hand that wasn't a booger picking hand. But hey, I'm not displaying with those things anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Yes, it does. This thing was $30. It's a repaint, to say the very least. If he had the degenerate legs, the gargoyle Blackheart legs like he's supposed to, maybe, just maybe, I would let that other stuff slide. But if he's supposed to have those, and he clearly doesn't, you saw the feet, right? That's not cool, man. You need to quit cheesing out, Hasbro. If you're gonna give us stupid packaging and raise your prices 5 times in the course of like 2 years, you need to step up the game. There's no excuse for that. Everyone else is doing it. Why the heck aren't you? I mean, you're doing it in your G.I. Joe line, and even to an extent the Star Wars line and the Transformers lines, but the Legends and I guess the Power Rangers stuff's kind of taking a hit as far as the overall quality and stuff is concerned. So you need to step it up, man. You need to step it up. So, with that being said, before this review drags out any longer than it already has, let's now move on and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is Gore the God Butcher, alongside easily the most disappointing Marvel Legends figure of 2022 for yours truly, Sleepwalker, from the Rentra Build-A-Figure wave, which I believe was released in line with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Bullcrap, but don't quote me on that. Either way, compared to Gore here, you can definitely see that Sleepwalker should have at the very least been on the same buck as Gore here. It's a much better fit for the character and definitely adds some height. That said, we also have Null, the King in Black himself. Shout out to T-Biz4, hook up with that one. Either way, Null here is wielding a much larger Necro sword than good old Gore here, and I think in this case, bigger is definitely better because you're definitely going to lop off more noggins with that big ol' honkin' Necro sword, if I do say so myself. And last, but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus, Livid Spawn, who, like Null, is wielding a much bigger Necro sword than good old Gore here. So, you might not want to mess with Al Simmons, Gore. You may just get your happy little arse beat. But with that being said, time to wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and despite the fact that good old Gore here is not 100% comic book accurate, particularly in the lower legs department, let's face it, Hasbro's never going to shell out the cash to give a comic book figure such as this that kind of tooling. I mean, it's just not going to happen, because at the end of the day, if it ain't MCU, it ain't getting the budget. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And while I'm not a fan of that by any means, because once again, the MCU did not exactly portray Gore as well as they could have. I mean, seriously, was that a Game of Thrones ripoff or what? For a cheap, lazy repaint, I have to say that Gore the God Butcher here is one of the better ones. Even though I don't think he's quite worth the $30 price point, this seems way more of a $20 to $25 release for this line. At least if they had given him some fist hands and maybe a Necro sword to hold in the grip hand he already comes with, maybe then I could have argued that it was worth the price, but as it stands, especially since he does not have the, I don't know, gargoyle, cloven hoof, I'm not quite sure what they're supposed to look like actually, lower legs that he should have in the comics, I can't say that he's really worth the price, especially since he is sold out now and goes for almost twice that. So maybe wait. Amazon has a tendency to get these exclusives usually 6 months to a year after they've initially released, so maybe they'll get him again. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. He'll hang around for a little bit, maybe even go on sale. But either way, I wanted another villain for my Thor shelf, and I'm glad to have this one. That said, at the end of the day, he's still better than Sleepwalker. Maybe I should do a top 10 list of figures that are better than Sleepwalker, but not quite good enough to be the top 10 best. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you're so inclined, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. If you haven't already, please hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when this is the Sleepwalker we deserved, but unfortunately, we're stuck with the one we got. Mwah, mwah. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.